Yeah, what it do, man? Young Dre and this motherfucker playing this clean ass NBA 2K16 for the full, you dig? Just chilling and shit right now, you know what I'm saying? Just started this shit. Well, I did it, I'm tripping. This is the second taping in the middle of this game and shit. First game of the season, my created player, team, roster, whatever the fuck. So let's get back to it, man. Alright, go.
Clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Here's Speedy to the paint. World Peace laid in with a nice touch.
There we go.
World Peace has got
Put that shit on pro, nigga. It was a little too easy.
He's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
And they're scoring pretty well as we conclude the first quarter. Houston on top, up 9. After this break, we'll be back with the start of the second quarter on 2K Sports.
That nigga legend, man. That nigga doing that shit real big.
And Rockets head coach Kevin McHale spent some time with us in the broadcast booth, but he said it just wasn't the same. He missed that competition.
When you don't have a dog, in the fight, it's different to watch a game and not really care who wins or loses. Since I've been a 12-year-old kid, I've been on a team, whether it was my high school team.
Yeah,
That's an
motherfucker.
interesting perspective on competitiveness and what happens when you're no longer in the thick of it, especially, Clark, when you're as physical a player as McHale.
Yeah, I certainly understand where he's coming from. I mean, I'm living it in many ways, but for me, it's about the love of the game and sharing that with so many other people who love the same things I do, whether they ever played or not. There's some common ground, even outside of the control.
Hardy.
The floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for good offense, but that was just a terrible reaction from the defense.
The beard.
And the replay, of course, presented by Kia. What a play. Kings were off to a hot start last year, but things certainly fell apart midway. A big factor in that was the messy firing of their coach, Mike Malone.
Yeah, really, that firing came out of nowhere to the fans and the players, and it seems odd to fire a coach that has been leading his team to good basketball.
Here's 3-pointers off the mark. Rockets leading by 11. And here we go. Houston running again. And Jordan gets it to go. Jordan's got his third basket of the night.
But that basket, that's now 8 of the last 10 points they've surrendered coming on fast breaks.
And they just look asleep out there in terms of transition, not showing nearly enough urgency in getting back.
Sacramento moving it around. Lets it go with the 3. Knocks it loose. Thomas gets a wide open look, and he hits the jumper for 2.
Guys,
Okay,
you're not gonna
okay.
hit that shot too often. That's high risk.
Just about a minute and a half has gone by here in the second.
And, we'll never really know the full details of why Malone was fired, but the effect it had on the team was easy to see. Kings really tailspinned out of control afterwards.
Signature slam right there from the big fella. How many of those have we seen before?
Them J's, man. Custom, nigga. Made them motherfuckers.
Second quarter play with around 2 minutes gone so far. Here's Lucas. Good, and the assist goes to Thomas.
The Kings, I think, will look back and realize they made a dubious decision the way they handled that coaching change. I mean, lucky for them, they were able to right things, so to speak, by landing George Karl later on. Clearly one of the better coaches.
James.
And just a little bit ragged defensively there, Clark.
Alarms go off when I enter the building.
Are you whipping it or what?
Now a timeout called by Sacramento. Guys, I'm not sure there's a better star player who's a better fit for his team's philosophy than James Harden, who reflects the Rocket system perfectly.
I don't think you're wrong on that, Kevin. I mean, the Rockets, an analytically minded team. They love layups, free throws, and threes. Harden can get all of those done.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Yes, Kevin, over that break, I was able to catch the message George Karl was giving to his team. He made no mistake that their plan was to run their offense through Big Cat. Coach reminded his guys that he is the centerpiece of their offense, and he's the one they want with the most freedom to operate. Guys, they've got a decent hole to dig themselves out of, but still a lot of time left to do it. We'll see if those adjustments help.
Thanks, Doris.
And very little fight put up by the defense as he made his way to the bucket for the jam.
They did seem to take the cautious approach, Greg, when it came to defending that one. You're right.
And guys, it's not the time for caution now. I mean, they've got to be aggressive and take some risk to see if they can cut that lead down.
Shots good by Stojakovic.
And Harden, either intentionally or not, is really the poster child for a new era of analytics that's starting to drive basketball. I mean, he generates a lot of points, but most importantly, he does it with tremendous efficiency, in part because he lives at the free throw line. Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But boy, that was a nice job.
And it's Bryant in the corner, all alone. And it's off the back rim, no good.
And you know, for the Rockets, acquiring James Harden might be the trade of the decade. You look at what they gave up, and it's hard to argue that they didn't win that transaction in a big way.
The Kings trail by 13. On the wing, Bryant. And the rebound goes to the Rockets.
That is some tough defense there against one of them.
Tell you what, he's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Absolutely insane with that dunk.
Well, now they're starting to rub it in, aren't they? Have build up a lead, and here we go, folks. It's showtime.
That was a Kodak moment right there. The more plays they make like that, the more they'll have these guys on the ropes.
Kicks to Weber. Robertson outside. Plenty of space. Misses off the left iron.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Down low.
God, man. Because I ain't never making that shit.
There's 31 seconds left in the first half. And Bryant wide open. He shoots. Kept alive by Sacramento. Here's Cousins. Can't get it to go. He's taken two and missed two. Rockets leading by 15. Right through the knee for the layup. 18 points for the Prodigy.
And chalk up a few more points for him there. This has been a one-sided game in just about every area.
Absolutely. I echo that sentiment. Their offense, their defense. I mean, it's all been terrific. Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
And through one half, it hasn't even been close. Rockets lead by 17. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
DeMarcus, you guys seem to have a lot of opportunities to score, but have not been able to capitalize as much as usual. Is this something that you've talked to the team about?
That's something I've been preaching on. They're giving us a lot of opportunities, and we got to do something with it. So hopefully we can keep them missing shots and we can get something out of it.
Hopefully they're listening to your sermon, DeMarcus. Thank you. Kevin?
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
How about this? A major upset brewing. Welcome to the Halftime Show. Ernie Johnson along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Houston was looking great right away. They showed great chemistry, going on a quick 10-3 run to open up the game. They came on extremely strong as the quarter was winding down, nailing all 6 of their last field goal attempts to close out the first. Then in quarter number 2, it was all hands on deck, and what a show it was. Quality execution, good efficiency, some tremendous defensive play helped them take a decisive advantage, and they're running away with this one. Kenny, what'd you think about the Rockets?
Well, they killed it on the glass, and they did it with high-level fundamentals, blocking out, maintaining position, and going up strong to the basket. If they board like that in the second half, this league will continue to grow.
Shaq, what's your take on Sacramento?
Barbecue chicken. They were completely overmatched in the low post. I couldn't believe the amount of points they allowed in the paint. Wow, I thought I was out there scoring, playing basketball. They got to switch things up, get some different matchups because they are getting eaten alive. Barbecue chicken.
Just about time for the third quarter to get underway, and we'll see you again.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first two quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. The Prodigy having a great impact in this game.
You know, and as effective as he was at slashing to the hoop in that first half, even better at finishing once he got there.
Guys, we saw some amazing dunks from him. I can't imagine he'll be able to top those in these last two quarters, but I'd love to see him try.
They've got Michael Jordan. O'Neal is out there with Malone. Then it's Harden, and it's the Prodigy in at the shooting guard. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets. Clock at 4. Shots good by Stojakovic.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
There's the bucket, good. It's no secret, Clark, what this Houston Rockets team wants to do. They want to get to the line, drive the lane, and hurt you from outside the arc.
And they'll do it all at a very fast pace. I mean, they're fun to watch. The pace is something that I think sneaks up on teams sometimes, Kevin.
Good point.
Jordan.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control.
Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Screen by Cousins.
ISO.
Robertson.
Pick and roll.
Jumper off the screen. No good on the shot. A bit long that time.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason.
Oh, God. That was perfect.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Weber gets the bucket.
And he's been passive today, but maybe that's what he needs to get him going, because for them to be successful, he's got to be a little more selfish.
Harden against Robertson. Passes it to the Prodigy. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Harden's got 6 assists here tonight.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
Now a timeout called by Sacramento. Well, last season, Greg, another year without playoff basketball in Sacramento. A shame to see some of the best fans in the NBA not be a part of the postseason.
That's a great point, Kevin. Now, 9 straight years where the Kings have failed to make the postseason. 29-win seasons aren't going to get you very far when you're battling in the West.
A platoon swap here for Sacramento. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation.
A chance here to check out how the Rockets ranked in the NBA last season. 2nd in fast break points, 3rd in steals, and they also ranked among the top 5 in points off turnovers, so did a nice job of turning people over and then turning those turnovers into points.
And as you pointed out, when it came to running the break, I mean, they were terrific. They left teams really just grasping for breath and unable to match that breakneck pace.
Richmond outside. Using his post move to get the 2 points.
And, you know, you mentioned the 9 straight years without a playoff appearance for the Kings. Their last trip was in 2006. And since then, they've been rebuilding. That's the 2nd longest playoff drought in the NBA.
Evans is checked in for Sacramento.
Hell is a kick the ball.
To the inside and stolen by Lucas. And out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession. This break in the game gives us a chance to look at the teams with the most points off turnovers last season. The Rockets fourth.
And they turned all those mistakes into points at the other end. That aggressive style really yielding big dividends.
Kevin Martin, he's checked in for Vlade Divac.